What's up, YouTube? This is Brian Pfeiffer, aka the Marketing Meathead, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to grow your Instagram with Tinder. All right, welcome back. Please read the disclaimer. Today we're going to go have a little bit of fun. We're going to show you a little bit of tricks we've learned over the course of living in Las Vegas and having somewhat of a single lifestyle for quite a while. I did have a girlfriend for a good year and a half, but she did allow me to have Tinder and Bumble because I used those profiles to meet girls and get girls into the nightclubs and to tables and whatnot. So I do know a thing or two about Tinder, and I think there's a good opportunity here for you guys to start growing your Instagram. Now, let's be real. Most of the people watching this are male, and most of the people are not probably like, supermodels out there. But at the end of the day, the girls that are super pretty, that are, have a Tinder profile, they're going to get a lot more use out of this particular video than a guy, even if you're like an average looking guy or a, decent looking guy, whatever, you can still get some followers from this method. So, I don't see why you wouldn't want to grow your Instagram or your Pinterest or any profile that you're trying to work, your YouTube. In today's society, the more followers you have, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So let's go ahead and get started. I kind of got like a 9 to 10 step rule here for growing your Tinder profile or your Instagram with your Tinder profile. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Is I got my phone connected here so we can see. All right, so basically you want to connect your Instagram right here to your Tinder. Okay, this is where you do it. Inside Tinder it says Instagram photos. Here's my Instagram. Go ahead and follow me. I'm at Brian Surreal. I have at Marketing Meathead as well if you like some daily quotes. All right, so then once we got the profile hooked up. Now if you don't want to hook up your Instagram profile for whatever reason, you can also put a plug in your bio here where it says about me, and you can put your Instagram profile in there. Now you want it to be easy to remember, and at that point, if somebody actually types it in at Instagram and they search for it, you want it to be easy to remember, and then you got them off Tinder and onto Instagram, and more than likely they'll probably follow you. Okay, that's the whole idea, is to get followers. So the first thing is you want to connect your Instagram to your Tinder or your Bumble. This works the same on Bumble pretty much as it does on Tinder. And if you don't want to do that, then I would at least put your Instagram name, put a message in there that says, at Brian Surreal, DM me, for, whatever you're trying to find here, okay? And that's number one. Now, number two, if you have a profile picture here, you can obviously pick one of these. I think Tinder has some kind of option where they, kind of pick one for you. They don't have, you can't just like put your featured one. They kind of like rotate them around. But anyway, the one that seems like pops up the most is this first one here. I think that's the larger one. And then what you can do is a little ninja trick. Now I haven't done this yet, but you could put some text on there like DM me at Brian Surreal, and that'll get people to go over to your Instagram profile and DM you. Okay, that's number two. That's kind of a ninja trick. All right, and the next trick I would say you want to upgrade to the Gold. And basically the Gold is where you have the ability to go into other cities. Okay, so let's take a look here. I don't know if this thing's going to let me scroll up, but you get like a certain amount of super likes, and let's see if I click upgrade here. Okay, so the upgrade to Tinder Gold is an extra $10 a month. Okay, so right now I'm paying $14.99 a month, and I get like 5 super likes, and I get, I think I get one of these boost things. Okay, I don't know if it's going to let me scroll up. I'm going to say no thanks here. But I pay $14.99 a month right now, and that gives me like 1 boost. You can't really see it here. Let me see if I can see. All right, so you got this boost function here. Okay, so when you upgrade to, the boost function, you have the ability to be like on the top of the algorithm for everybody that's like swiping, okay? And it's for like 30 minutes, the boost lasts, and like literally everybody that's like on Tinder and swiping within your radius, like you're like the top profile that they see, the first one. So it gets a ton of traffic, and it gets a lot of like, people going to your Instagram. But that costs I think there's a cost. Obviously it's $10, but then I think you get a certain amount of boosts. I think it's maybe like 10 a month, and you could actually go into different areas with the passport option here. Let's see where the passport option is here. What I was looking for. I think you can go into, so you can buy boosts, you can buy super likes. This shows all your data here. Now this is this location setting. I'll bring this up in a second. If the way the passport works is you can actually go in and go into different cities here. So location. So this is where you add a new location. Okay, this is like the passport. I think you can only do this with the $14.99, which is what I pay. And then this is where you can put in your own. You can put a location. You can put in Miami, Florida, if you want. So let's go to Miami, Florida, search, and then you just click search. Okay, now I'm in Miami, Florida. In Miami, Florida, and that's where it's saying that I am. Okay, so now what you'd want to do here is you'd want to turn off your distance. I think it shows like somewhere where the distance is. I don't do this too often, honestly. But this is a good way to really get your profile going. So I got my distance set at 100 miles. And then my current location is that, well, I switched it back now. So, okay, here it is. This is where you don't want to show the distance, okay? So if you're in, like for example, if you're in Miami, you're saying you're in Miami even though you're not. You don't want to show the distance between where you are and where, you actually are, okay? So basically I would shut this off. This is under My Tinder Plus, okay? And this is the passport to any location. So this is where you can go and put your Miami in here, okay? And you can get extra likes and stuff here, okay? So that pretty much shows you where to, this is where you'd want to go in and change your location. You'd want to not show your distance, okay? And that'll get you an opportunity to go in, and if you want to do a boost in like another city, you're going to be, for the next 30 minutes, you'll be at the top of the list for everybody that's swiping at that time. So it's a good way to really get exposure for your, for your Instagram. Okay. So that's number 5. Number 4 was, get the My Tinder Gold, or at least the upgraded Plus version, and then, turn off the distance. Okay. The Gold will give you those extra, those extra boosts. Okay. Or you can just go ahead and you go into settings here and you can just buy some more boosts. They're, $5. They're $3 for 5 more boosts. Okay. So no thanks there. And then also if you're Tinder, the next tip I have for you, if you're Tindering in like Miami, okay, for example, you want to put in your bio, hey, I'm in Miami for the next 7 days. Well, they don't know which 7 days you're in Miami, and you could, basically, put a message in there saying something like, hey, I'm in Miami for the next 7 days. If you guys, if you'd like to, meet up, show me around, I come here often, type of thing. And basically, kind of sort of like, not really trick people, but try to get them, to go to your Instagram, to DM you. So like, oh, you put a little bit of scarcity on it, like, oh, like I only got a couple days here. I don't know what, when they got here or whatever, but I want to go in and meet this person. Okay. So that puts some scarcity on it. So they go and, act on that right away, thinking that their time is numbered here and that there's an opportunity to maybe see that person in the future. Okay. So that's another really good trick to get people to, start going to your Instagram and whatnot. And another thing, number 8, you want to make sure, and I've noticed this a lot in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is full of like escorts and prostitutes and whatnot. And what happens is they basically put stuff in there like their Cash Me or their Venmo. They'll put like additional charges may apply is a funny one I've seen. And what happens is a lot of people will start to see that, and then they basically, they put it as spam. Like I know I do. I put it as spam if I see a girl that's obviously trying to solicit money on Tinder. That's not what this app's supposed to be for. It's not an escort service. It's for normal people that are trying to meet normal people and maybe go on a date, and hopefully something else comes out of it. But the hookers and the escorts in Las Vegas have really taken it over, and the pimps put up fake profiles to try to get guys to lure in to guys to their escort services or whatever. So it's really rampant here in Vegas. It's the worst I've seen it in any city by far, but it is what it is. So one thing you definitely don't want to do, number 8 on the list, is don't put anything for like sale Like, don't, you know, put a cash flow, don't put a Venmo, don't try to solicit money. That's a good way to get your account shut down. I see some of these escorts say, like, their account gets shut down and then they're, you know, back like 2 days later with, you know, the same pictures and a different name. You know, so they're just kind of trying to beat the system constantly. So, but that's how you get your account shut down pretty quick. You know, just use it as a normal dating profile. Getting people try to, you know, go into your Instagram, connect your Instagram, or send them to your Instagram. That's, you know, definitely what I would recommend. And if you start doing stuff outside of the terms of service, then you're asking for it. Okay. And you know, the last trick I have is basically just I would go in and swipe every single person, because if you swipe every single person, if you know it's somebody that you're not attracted to or don't want to meet, basically, you know, you can just unmatch with them. But hopefully by the time you swipe with them, they go check out your Instagram, they follow you, you know. So I always have swiped every single person. There used to be a program out there called Bonfire, and it was an auto liker. I don't even know if it still exists, and I don't know if it still works, but it was kind of handy when I'd go to another city and there'd be like a gazillion people to swipe, and you just click on that Bonfire app and it would just automatically swipe everybody for you, like, instantly. So that might still be out there. I don't know if it is, but we get a lot of, like, you know, people that are traveling in Vegas to Vegas in and out, so constantly there's new people flying in. It'd be nice to have that auto liker set up, but I just like everybody. And I have noticed I'm getting some people from Tinder onto my Instagram, and they are following me, so it definitely works. So if you guys did like what you saw today, hopefully you guys do have Tinder and Bumble. You can use Bumble. Bumble's the same type of thing. I don't think Hinge really has that much traffic on it. That's the other app that I'm familiar with. And there may be some other apps out there that I don't even really know about, but Tinder's probably the main one. Bumble's probably number 2. And, you know, basically that's the way to get people from Tinder to your Instagram and increase your following. For ladies, it works really well. For guys, it's going to be a slower process. If you guys like what you saw today, I would appreciate a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts on pushing people from Tinder to Instagram. And if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you subscribing. And go ahead and leave me a comment below, and I'll come and welcome you personally to the channel. I'm Brian Pfeiffer, aka The Marketing Meathead. Go ahead and thumbs up that like button and bang the notification bell. I'll talk to everybody later. Thank you.